So first and foremost, how have you been doing since the pandemic?
Well, just been doing the best I can, really. I think it's taking a toll on everybody one way or another, whether it's on, their creative process or just their routine or, just being worried about their family members. And there's been productive days for me. There's been lazy days, happy days, sad days. It just really, it's really what you make of it each day. So I've just been like trying to take that into account, and I try to make the most of each of these days. But for the most part, I've been good. My family's been good, so that's what matters. What about you, bro?
Man, living, trying to, do the best that we can in these times,
Okay.
finding work in weird places, finding sanity in
Oh
weird
yeah.
places. So,
Oh yeah. Finding sanity, which has definitely been hard for the last few days. Being a black individual in America. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so. I mean, with that in mind, it's been stressful. But I've been trying to make the most of it, trying to maintain my joy, maintain my greatness, and my power in my own situation.
that's good to hear, man. I want to go back a little bit. We're going to do a rewind. And you're here now, Beauregard, but I want to know, when did you first see yourself as the rap game Bo Jackson?
I had this one teacher in sixth grade. When he knew my name, like he used to start talking about Bo Jackson because apparently, like in some old video game, Bo Jackson was like the best. Like Tecmo Bowl, he was like a cheat code. And I just remember like looking at him myself, seeing the highlights, and I was like, whoa, he was an all-star in football, all-star in baseball, Heisman Trophy winner. Like I was like, this dude just did it all. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was no coincidence that I go by Bo. I was like, I can do a lot of different things, and I was doing a lot of acting in high school. I used to want to be an actor while I was still doing poetry and writing. But I kind of consider myself like a little bit of a jack of all trades. But I mean, even now, like I'm songwriting, I'm curating. I like to try to have my hands in different things. So like I feel like I channel my Bo Jackson energy. I'm the rap name Bo Jackson. You know what I mean?
I used to have a pair of Bo Jacksons when I was in
Hey.
grade. I had a pair. I copped some from off of eBay, and I thought I was the coolest person in the world. But you're someone who has a penchant for Atlanta sounds. So what do you find most interesting about our city's music scene?
What I find most interesting is that like when you find something good here, it's refreshing. It's like it's not good for all the reasons that what we know are already good. Like the classics. Like it's like you're discovering a potential legend when you discover a new artist from Atlanta, and I think that's a consistent thing you hear from a lot of artists out here. There's something. There's just a unique energy that's coming from the city right now. I don't know if it's because of the mix of people that are here, but like we're just expressing ourselves in a way I've never seen before, and I don't see any other city doing it. A lot of cities are going hard, but I just think Atlanta's at the top right now, and it's just fun to be a part of that as well.
Nice. I'm with you. I think it's definitely a sub-layer that is about to bubble over that people haven't really seen yet. But it's a large group of people who are sounding really different.
Like we got the trap, but now it's like people are starting to see our alternative rap is on some other waves too. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good storytellers, a lot of good poets out here. So it's just exciting to see how the game's gonna shift.
No cap.
Jackie Chan flexing, but I'm Bruce Lee working. Jackie Chan flexing, Bruce Lee working. Jackie Chan flexing, Bruce Lee working. Said I'm Jackie Chan flexing, but I'm Bruce Lee working.
All right, so your musical taste and your hard work have paid off for you, but you're also someone who you're probably one of the few artists who've seen both sides of venues like the Masquerade, from a curator standpoint and from a performer standpoint. So what has that experience been like for you?
It's a pretty helpful experience, because you get to meet so many new artists. When you're in a position like that and you're coordinating shows, you're exposed to so much new music. So it's like good for me as a lover of music. I'm discovering a whole bunch of new artists. Also, shows are one of the most important interactions that we as artists have with fans. That's been one thing about Corona that's hurt is like, but like when you can be behind it, when you can like not only touch the stage and make people forget it, but when you can make them feel that way the whole night, when you're not on stage, when you really put something good together, you handpick an experience and you make it for them. I think that's just a beautiful thing.
Got you. What you're saying kind of reminds me of this experience that I had at Roarfest in 2016. This experience that actually involves one of your collaborators on your last project, Johnny Apollo.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, he was the second person. He was the first or second person to perform. Johnny Apollo go way back. I appreciate all of his whole lane that he's doing. You know, I appreciate that. I really appreciated the whole project, your new project, because it kind of like took some of that and took something else, and it brought a lot of things together that you don't hear quite often. Yeah. So how did y'all link up for that project?
There's an artist named Nye Brits, and my like childhood best friend Sensei Gueno like was putting her band together. You know, he's producing for her and stuff like that. And Ethan was a part of that band. And like when we had met, like we were just chill. You know, I would go to support their shows and watch them live and stuff like that. And I'd send him some of my music, and then like I really didn't even know that he was making beats. And then he was like, you know, I'll make some stuff too. He sent me one beat. We made a song called Africa by Toto, and it was like, it blew up. Like that was like my most streamed song. And then my girlfriend moved to Columbus, and that's where he stays. So like I would be coming to visit her, and he'd be like, yo, if you're free, we can link up for a session. And like she'd go to work, I'd be like, all right, let's link up. And like the first session we had, we made like 4 songs, like easily. Like we didn't even think about it. I was like, damn, this is pretty good. And like it was just a good working relationship, good chemistry. And like you know, and we've just grown closer over the time too. Like we get each other in the booth. Like, you know, it's like we move so quick now. Like when we work with other artists, they're just kind of like, are they telepathic? Like what's going on? You know what I'm talking about? But like that's my brother, you know.
Better than a plan to kill the Batman. Waist like a coupe with an ass like a van. Just drop a pin, I could scoop. Here I am.
And it's interesting even hearing you talk about the artists around you, like Nye Brits, how she's like doing animes. Like it's just interesting. Like, do you think that being surrounded by such a high caliber of artists influences how you approach collaboration?
I definitely believe so. I feel like it forces you to hold yourself to a higher standard. But it's like, you know, when I've acknowledged greatness in others, I always want to make sure I can match that greatness or bring a similar energy. You know, the higher the caliber of the artist, of course, the higher the output, because it's based off their energy sometimes, you know?
You've got a whole bunch of people. So what has been your favorite collaboration so far?
My favorite collaboration I've ever done, it's this song called Jigsaw with Rob Olu. And it's so old, but it still hits. I just love it. I think it's a pretty timeless one.
Before we get into the new project, I just want to get a little background information. Like, can you explain Basement Fresh for us?
Okay, so Basement Fresh, that's an independent label that I've co-founded with my brothers. That's JT the Dreamer and Star Pop. And including us 3, there's 8 members in total. That includes producers, engineers, vocalists, you know, songwriters as well. We just want to be known for, you know, bringing that good energy throughout the music industry, you know, from the ground up, you know, from the bottom basement, like to the top, you know.
All right, bet. So now for your latest album, Silence of the Lamb, you touched on how Basement Fresh's approach is to make something new, make something different. Is that pretty much how you approach the new project?
Oh yeah, because like when I'm in that collective, I try to lead by example too. You know, it's like if I want my fellow artists to push themselves, I gotta push myself. And like Ethan really helps me do that because his work ethic, his workflow, it really matches mine. I like to kind of work quick. He likes to work quick, and like I said, when we're in the same zone, it's almost telepathic. And like when we want to try something new, I feel like with any issue, any obstacle you face as a team, communication is the best thing, and we just know how to communicate. Like when he has an idea, he knows how to help make me execute it. When I have an idea, I know how to like make him execute it. And I think that's why it works, because it's almost like we have an unlimited possibility. We have unlimited possibilities because our imaginations, we just know how to express them to each other. We get each other, so we're able to translate it pretty much 100% of the time.
Interesting like tidbits do you have about the creation process of that album that most people wouldn't even like think about?
So Breakfast, we literally did make that before Breakfast. Like that song is about itself. Like this was our second session, and he was just messing with the piano, and literally it's like we just both blacked out. The song was done 30 minutes later. He finished the beat, I finished and recorded everything.
Spend it like Monopoly, stack it like Tetris. Young nigga gotta stay on my toes like a fetish. God damn, can't believe we did this shit before breakfast. Your money funny like sketches, but I still snatch it like edges.
And then another one, I would say, I was in a car accident, and like I kind of got injured. It was like I wasn't recording for a long time, but one of the first songs I recorded with Ethan when I got back was Flu, and like that song felt like a switch in the project. It's just like little random stuff, like all this stuff just came into play and helped the album make it the way it was, but I wouldn't change a thing.
Gotcha. And that's just all you got, a special project.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so I got one last question for you before I let you go. What's up with the period at the end?
It's because, I like to believe that I am the one and only Beauregard, like, period. Like, just to put a mark on it, it's like, you can search Beauregard. Of course, there's other Beauregards in history, but I'm Beauregard, period. It ends with me. I'm the most important one.
Period. I'm with
You feel me?
Well, that wraps up my questions. I mean, I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, man. I hope you all have a good one.
Stay safe.
Y'all be safe, all right? Peace.
Peace.
This shit before breakfast. Your money funny like sketches, but I still snatch it like edges. Spend it like Monopoly and stack it like Tetris. Young nigga got the